This lesson, we're just going to be talking about slope, but for our warm-up, we want to find the annual rate of change from 2004 to 2008 of women participating in collegiate lacrosse, and explain the meaning of the rate of change. Go ahead, pause the video, and then I will explain it. Okay, so now that you're done, remember, rate of change is always change in y over change in x. So I just take the change in the women, which is 1,285, over the change in x, which is 4, and this is the number of women per year. Remember, don't write this as a decimal. We want to leave it as a fraction. Now, today we're talking about slope, and there is a lot on this page, but basically think about slope as two things: rise over run. That's the important thing I want you to remember. Slope is rise over run. Another way you can think of it is change in y over change in x. These are the two ways I want you to think about slope. It's not super complicated. It's how much did we go up or down divided by how much did we go left or right. And we will actually use this rise over run when we are graphing lines, and it will make things pretty easy on us once we get the hang of it. So we've got this formula for slope. You have to have this formula memorized. You will never be given this formula. You have to memorize it. And I can still remember from when I was in high school in algebra, slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Whatever you have to do to memorize this formula, figure it out, say it over and over again, okay, see if you can write it down without looking, do something, but it's always y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And the way we get those y2s and y1s, x2s and x1s, we have our 2 points, and we always label our first point x1, y1, and our second point x2, y2. And it doesn't matter which one is x1 and which one's x2, but what matters is if this point is x1, then the y value that goes with it has to be 1 as well. The 1's have to go together, and same thing, the 2's have to go together. That's important when you're labeling these points. And you're always going to want to label these points, even if you think it's stupid or it's too easy. Do this to keep yourself from making a very easy mistake. But this is just our general formula for slope. Slope equals y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And every time you see slope, we're always going to say it is m. Okay? So whenever you see m equals, they're talking about slope. M represents slope.